Welcome back. This is Trading Rolly, ready to do a quick Bitcoin breakdown, technical analysis. Hit that like, leave a comment if you're still with Rolly Roll. Tick the bell for notifications. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. We're going to do a quick breakdown for you guys. Remember, these are my own ideas and opinions on the market, so please do your own research and trade at your own risk. So this week we did hit that 13,880 2019 high. We hit that level right there. Well, we are $15 shy. All right, well, we came close enough. This is definitely going to be a level to beat. We can see the volume relatively decreasing over this time. I think it might need to take a real solid pump in large volume to break that level above. We might make another attempt, but if the volume and the buyers aren't there, we may have a little bit of a pullback, so we'll take a look at those levels. We are overbought on the daily, but let's look at our indicators real quick. We'll look at the weekly. We above all moving averages, so this is definitely bullish to be above all moving averages on the weekly. Macro is definitely still bullish. You know, we're in the bullish zone. It was a nice bounce off that middle BB. You are hitting some resistance there on that upper band. You know, we've seen different things. You see when you close above it, you can sometimes have a nice bullish breakout when you're closing candles above it. Sometimes it acts as resistance, as you've seen there and there. Are we going to break past it? I don't know. I think in a more favorable environment with the stock market, if it was more of a favorable market, so everyone's doing well, there's no uncertainty, I think Bitcoin could really pump here. But because we do have the election next week, there's still no stimulus, the COVID cases are rising, lockdowns are happening again, all that type of bearishness weighs down on us. So it's going to take something special. It's going to take something special to break through there. Let's take a look at our stochastic real quick. Stochastic was turned up here, but if we get a pullback, this could curl back this way. For the time being, we're still up. You still have room to go. You still have room to go on the RSI. It's slightly overbought. But, like I said, the uncertainty in the economy could be weighing us down for the next week or two. We'll have to see. So far, everything still looks good. So let's look at the daily. The daily is where we could see some concern here. We did hit overbought, and we are coming down. We are putting in an uptrend on the RSI. You have a high, lower high, high, lower high. Could make another stab at it. Let's look at that horizontal. That horizontal, we came within $15 on the Bitstamp chart. We are looking at a daily close, 30 minutes left in this candle. By the time you close, it will probably be a green candle. So do we chop around here and then make another attempt higher? Or do we come back down and retest these levels? So something interesting is we are above all moving averages. This is good to see. We're above this pink 10 simple. We did find support on it there. That was good to see, bullish. But if we break down and retest the yellow 21 EMA as support, the yellow 21 EMA on the daily is lining up perfectly with the horizontal I've drawn right here. So this is the top. And often when you have price break above a high, sometimes it will retest that high as support. So a resistance flipped support. This is very common. So if you draw a horizontal out there, over here, you can see if we do retest it, it will line up nicely with the 21 EMA. If we can, find support above the 21 EMA, it's definitely bullish, holding up the price. You can see where the 10 simple, the pink 10 simple was support, bounced off of it, support, and then after you lost the 10 simple, the yellow 21 held it up. So same here, 10 simple held it up, and then you found support on yellow 21 for another run up there. So we could do something similar, lose the 10 simple, find support on the yellow 21 EMA, and then make another attempt higher. Okay, This is just short term, timing the market. It can be difficult. A lot can happen. But overall, I still feel bullish. We just happen to be at a critical resistance level, considering that was the 2019 top. We'll have to beat that level there. And you're looking at, so what is this? 12,450, around 12,000. Well, the yellow 21 EMA is 12,380. So let's say 12,400 if you lose 13,000. That's where that pink 10 simple's at, 13,000. So immediate support, 13,000. Next level, 12,400. If you lose that level, I do have a support flipped resistance here coming in, 11,100. 11,100. All right. So that would be the next level of interest if we do have, sell off in all markets. So systemic risk is where diversification doesn't help. Usually, if you diversify in different types of assets, different sectors, you can protect yourself from any individual asset dropping. But in a systemic risk, basically all markets are at risk. And if there's a heinous drop in the stock market, it could drag Bitcoin down with it a bit. Now, this run here, Bitcoin pretty much decoupled for the week. Stocks were dropping. We can see real quick. Let's go over to the stock chart. 1 second. So you can see that the stocks were dropping here. And I'll come back to this in a second after I finish Bitcoin. But the stocks were dropping, and then Bitcoin was actually on the rise, right? Let's go back to Bitcoin. So Bitcoin was rising. However, yesterday, this red candle coincided with probably one of the largest sell-offs from that week. So it was selling in the stock market, was selling off, for a full week straight. But the largest, daily red sell candle was coinciding with this drop right here, which was right after we attempted to break the high. So it was natural for Bitcoin to see resistance at this level. That was natural. And then you had the stocks dumping hard so that we pulled back. But the interesting thing and bullish thing about Bitcoin is we bounced off the 10 simple and now putting in a green candle the following day, finding support above it. So Bitcoin is performing the best out of any of these. So that's the good news, okay, guys? But we do have the stochastic up high. You're overbought on the RSI. Could you get a pullback? It's possible. We're in that type of territory. We'll have to see what happens. Maybe some large company decides to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. That's the new trend, right? So institutional FOMO, who knows? Anything could happen. Going down to the 4-hour real quick, this is something of concern. You did see 4-hour bearish divergence on your RSI. You have rising price here, but the RSI is dropping. So this, could be a warning signal, and you're putting in a lower high on Bitcoin right here. This is the 4-hour, and so you're going to need to break this downtrend on the RSI. You can see that lower highs, lower lows, and hopefully we don't put in a local top here and come down, because then you're putting in lower highs and lower lows. So potential downtrend on the very short term, but the midterm trend is still up. Midterm trend, that daily, still moving up, but we're seeing a potential warning sign on the lower terms, okay? You're still above all moving averages, even on the 4-hour. So nothing to be alarmed about, but we have to be aware of the global situation. So real quick, guys, hit that like for me. I know I've been kind of spotty with my recordings, but give me some reasons to come back. Hit that like. I need likes. I don't really. But hey, it can't hurt, right? So let's take a look at the stock market real quick. Yesterday, I posted on my Twitter at Trading Rolly that we were at a critical level. Let's go to the S&P futures. This is not looking right. Did they get erased? I can easily draw this again. But basically, we are looking at a potential symmetrical triangle. Okay, guys, you can see we can draw this downtrend there, and we can draw one here. These are just, drawings within drawings. They don't really matter. These are the critical levels that I like. But we did get that bounce. That's good. So this symmetrical triangle has somewhat validity. Ideally, for a trend line to be valid, you need 3 touches. So 2 touches is still a bit speculative, but we did get that bounce. So we do have a sloping, upward sloping support here and a downward sloping resistance, forming what would look like a bit of a symmetrical triangle if we can fill it out. So we got the bounce, and I was hoping that the earnings report with FANG, you had Facebook, Apple, Google, Amazon, all reporting, and they all pretty much beat their estimated earnings and earnings per share. All looks good, but the futures market was already selling. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow. I was hoping that that would give us a boost to kind of fill out this symmetrical triangle. Going into the election, October, we knew that there would be uncertainty in the stock market. So the chop, is not surprising. I don't think until we get an actual stimulus and a clear winner will we see another rally. We just don't want to see this level broken. So a bounce here and maintaining this support line will be a good thing, because maybe we chop inside the symmetrical triangle, and after the election maybe we get the clear winner and then we get a stimulus, or we start pricing in stimulus. Maybe it doesn't happen till December or January, but by the end of November it's coming soon, so you want to beat the rest of the traders to the punch. So you could chop around here and then have your breakout down the road. But if we lose this level and this turns into more of a dead cat bounce, you just drop hard, a little bit of a bounce because you were pretty close to that oversold level there. Your stochastic's still coming down. If we break that level, I just wouldn't want to see a lower low, but breaking this level in general is going to be bad, because even if you come down to this level here and get a bounce, you're still looking at a potential descending triangle situation. If you came down here, bounced around, and a descending triangle would typically be bearish, most often bearish. So you don't want to have a flat line of support here, and you don't want to put in a lower low, because then you're putting in a downtrend. So really, I would love to see this bounce here, and the reason I would like that is not just for the stock market, but for Bitcoin as well, because a nice rally here could give more confidence to the Bitcoin market, crypto market as well. Altcoins haven't been doing very well, so to see overall confidence in risk on assets is a good thing for Bitcoin. They don't have to be correlated every single day, but macro, I think there is somewhat of a correlation, and losing this critical line here could see a much larger sell-off, and the momentum of that could drag down Bitcoin, especially after Bitcoin has had such a nice rally. It's common to have pullbacks, and if that happens, I'm still bullish on Bitcoin overall. We just got to get through this uncertainty. No stimulus is a problem, especially if more lockdowns. Chicago is, closing more stuff. El Paso, Texas, is closing more stuff. The cases start going up. You may see more businesses closing down, more unemployment. People have been struggling already since, end of July. Here it is, end of October, still no stimulus. This could weigh on all markets, so we have to be aware of that. It's been about 15 minutes, so that's going to be it for me, guys. Hit the like one more time, and I'll see you next time. Rolly roll.